at onespotmedia.com. Up first this evening, the Health Ministry is increasing strategies to prevent an outbreak of diseases in western parishes in the aftermath of Hurricane Melissa. It follows concerns over water and foodborne diseases, as well as other health-related issues in places like St. James and Westmoreland, where there is a shortage of basic necessities. Kelisha Williams has the details.
Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton addressing healthcare workers in Montego Bay, St. James on Friday. His visit comes amidst concerns about the widespread pileup of garbage, mud and other debris across the parish on the heels of Hurricane Melissa, as well as heightened fears about mosquito and foodborne diseases.
Our public health inspectors have to be on the alert, they have to be assertive, and I want to say to those businesses that are out there, to the extent that this message reaches them, this is not an attack on you or your livelihood. This is just a part of a process to ensure that environmentally we protect the residents of our communities.
Dr. Tufton said the plan is to deploy vector workers, public health inspectors and other healthcare workers across western parishes to tackle the challenges.
So there's an army here behind me in the parish of St. James, similarly in Trelawney, going now to Noel Homes in Hanover. And we're really saying to them, listen, we are with you, but we need you now to be out there on the front line.
The Health Ministry has been forced to get creative with its operations, as most of the health centers in places like St. James have been impacted by the hurricane. And on top of that, with the water system down in many areas, many people have been forced to get the commodity from unauthorized sources.
Where we are now is trying to get the field operations, the primary health care, these same public health officers, vector control workers, the community health aides, the public health nurse. So in this parish, you have 24 health centers. My understanding is about 8 or 9 that are up and running fully. Others have been damaged in some way, shape, or form. So we have engaged mobile pharmacy and mobile clinics to go into some of the communities. We are trying to make makeshift facilities to fill the void while doing the assessment on the health centers that we need to fix up so we can get them up.
Kelisha Williams, TVJ News.
A public health nightmare could be looming in St. James after 4 containers with condemned food went missing recently in the Portobello area. Councillors in the St. James Municipal Corporation sounded the alarm at their latest meeting on Thursday. Councillor for the Montego Bay Southeast Division, Arthur Lynch, put the issues to the St. James Public Health Department.
These containers contain items such as rice flour, kidney beans, and cornmeal. And they are saying to us that we must advise the public not to purchase or contain, because these foods are unfit for human consumption. Could you have some updates on that?
Acting Chief Public Health Inspector for St. James, Sharika Lewis, said the department is aware of the incident and will be carrying out an investigation. This is concerning given the increased demand for food items in western parishes in the aftermath of Hurricane Melissa.
Possibly that these containers were from a previous batch that were seized and condemned and were to be disposed of and were placed on lands in Portobello. So we are checking to see if they're the same ones that we have information on. And I just want to say that we will be going out to do an investigation. These containers would possibly be contaminated with weevils and other food pests.
The National Solid Waste Management Authority, NSWMA, is coming under fire from the St. James Municipal Corporation over its handling of cleanup activities in the parish. Councillor for the Montego Bay Northeast Division, Charles Sinclair, has called for the agency to change its approach. Since the passage of Hurricane Melissa, the National Solid Waste Management Authority, which was already stretched, was again put to the test. At a recent sitting of the St. James Municipal Corporation, Regional Director Dean Jones provided details on the work being carried out since the Category 5 storm.
We would have been focusing a lot on the main roads as well as a heavy focus on the Catherine Hall area, which would have been considered one of the hardest hit within the parish. Now, we would have focused significant resources. To date, an estimated number of loads would be above 800. I would need to recheck my figures, but it is a lot to move.
Despite their best efforts, an admission that more work needs to be done. As a result, additional resources will be deployed in the parish.
In the coming days, you'll see an increase in the operations, whereby additional tipper trucks have been engaged to be deployed to clean all the dump sites, which by now what we realize is that a lot of storm waste as well as residential waste is coming out.
However, not everyone is pleased with the NSWMA's response. While addressing the number of illegal dump sites across the parish in recent weeks, Councillor for the Montego Bay Northeast Division Charles Sinclair took the agency to task, arguing that the approach has been a reactive one.
Let me tell you, man, when you're in an emergency, you have to start thinking creatively and be very proactive in what you're doing. I don't get the sense of that, mister. I don't get the sense. And in fact, I'm sorry that it's Mr. Jones down here today and not the executive director.
Councillor Sinclair went further.
It's not a normal situation. So whatever have to be done, Mr. Mayor, going forward, to alleviate what is building in residential communities that is going to come out and become an illegal dump site for you. Have to start putting the corrective action in place.
Meanwhile, residents are being urged to remain patient as the NSWMA tries to restore some level of normalcy. In the meantime, the Prime Minister has assigned a team to work closely with the NSWMA to bring back communities in St. James to a semblance of normalcy. Works Minister Robert Morgan will lead that team.
This is a very important task that we are engaged in. The National Solid Waste Management Authority has engaged in a lot of heavy lifting in removing over 70 truckloads. 700. The National Solid Waste Management Authority has removed over 700 truckloads of solid waste material from this community, and there's a lot more to be done. Mr. Wheatley and I have been assigned by the Prime Minister to work with the National Solid Waste Management and the municipality and the community to assist them in returning to normals.
Minister Morgan says work is set to begin in a matter of days.
5 days, we're going to do a significant cleanup of the debris, the large debris, as well as the mud, and we're going to do sanitation. So within 5 days, we can promise the residents that a lot of the risks that they face now, and in terms of a habitat for vectors, in terms of the clogged drains, we're going to clean the drains as well. And this will be led by the mayor, the councillor, and the member of parliament, as well as the National Solid Waste Management Authority.
To news now in St. Elizabeth, where urgent work is set to begin on the infirmary after being ravaged by Hurricane Melissa. As you'll hear in this report, both male and female residents have been sharing what is left of the space. Carrie-Ann Simpson has the details.
Local Government Minister Desmond McKenzie was visibly moved to tears as he toured the heavily damaged St. Elizabeth Infirmary, which sustained severe damage during the passage of Hurricane Melissa. Minister McKenzie, along with Mayor of Black River Richard Solomon and other stakeholders, walked the debris-filled corridors, roofless sections, and water-soaked dormitories where some of the most vulnerable residents sheltered before the storm.
There's a bond between this infirmary that I share that is unique. This was the first location that we introduced the therapeutic park, which is right behind you, and as you can see what Melissa has done to the facility.
It was not just the damage to the facility that moved him to tears, but the condition in which the residents are living in. And so he has ordered emergency repairs, which is expected to commence in the coming days.
I have given instructions that immediate work must commence on replacing the roof so that we can have adequate accommodation for those who have been doubling up. So both the male and female residents are sharing the same location, and it is crowded in there.
Additionally, Mr. McKenzie said in the coming weeks, other issues will be dealt with.
The staff here at Santa Cruz Infirmary must be commended. They have been working non-stop since the passage of the hurricane. Many of them have lost their homes, and some of them have nowhere to go, but they have been staying here, still working, not complaining.
Let me first use the opportunity to really commend the matron for her heroic act and the team for safeguarding and securing the most vulnerable. I mean, when you see the conditions that they had, the adverse conditions that they had to be faring at the time, the sacrifice that they would have made, I really lift my hat off to them.
In the meantime, the local government minister says an assessment will be done on all infirmaries that were affected by the hurricane. Carrie Simpson, TVJ News.
And it's time for a break, but stay with us. More local news when we return.
Hi, now you can find your favorite chicken and snacks in the same place. Come on in.
Introducing the delicious combination of KFC fried chicken and Doritos nacho cheese. The KFC Doritos Zinger, a crunch that's finger-licking good.
One jerk chicken, quick and fast. Quick and fast, like how New Gel relieves heartburn.
This movie need food and some good wine.
Good thing New Gel antacid relief lasts longer than that late night snack. New Gel relieves acidity in as little as 5 minutes.
Give me New Gel antacid.
Quick and fast.
New Gel antacid is sugar-free, safe for all, and the only antacid with liquid on-the-go sachets. New Gel antacid. Quick and fast, relief that lasts.
An essential tip for proper meat storage. Brought to you by
top quality meat, frozen veg, seafood, and processed meats at affordable prices.
Nation's Choice, always your best value. Temperature check. Ensure your refrigerator is set to 40 degrees Fahrenheit or 4 degrees Celsius or lower to slow bacterial growth. That was an essential tip for proper meat storage. Brought to you by
top quality meat, frozen veg, seafood, and processed meats at affordable prices.
Nation's Choice, always your best value.
Welcome back. We're continuing the news. As most of the country race against time to provide relief to Western Jamaica, residents in areas like rural St. Andrew are crying out for help in the aftermath of Hurricane Melissa. In parts of Lawrence Tavern, landslides have caused houses and motor vehicles to collapse into valleys, while in other areas, several houses are on the brink of collapsing.
It may not look like it, but buried meters below the dirt and debris is a two-bedroom house. This is a section of Lawrence Tavern in rural St. Andrew. It's where this resident, Manny, called home for many years. Too shaken to speak to our news team, his neighbor told us how Manny narrowly escaped death during Hurricane Melissa.
Some banana tree fell down, so I called him out of his house to come and help me to clear the way that's the water run. So while he was there, he said to me, you'd need a ladder to borrow to go and nail 2 nails on his house stuff. So while he was there and I was chit-chatting with him, then he said he's going over. So as he walked off, I saw the landslide coming down.
Vinette Gordon said she became paralyzed by fear and she did not know how to rush to her neighbor's assistance. However, moments later,
and when I said, "Man," I didn't hear anything from him. So I started calling out his name again and crying for help. And then he said to me, "I'm under a place." And I said, "Manny," and I was calling for help, 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 help. And I get nervous, so I turn up the hill. So he was buried in some sand.
Manny managed to dig himself out of the dirt before another section of the hill caved in. While lucky to be alive,
Everything covered up, and he has just buy some new stuff like a 400-gallon tank, a new fridge. We just bought it, and everything gone. Everything. Only the wet clothes on his back. Leave.
As for the houses that are still on the edge, we are told the residents moved out of the properties. However, the devastation is widespread. Motor vehicles have also been damaged, and this truck had to be abandoned after the land below it collapsed into the valley. John Myers is a councillor for the Lawrence Tavern Division.
I'm going to try and see what we can do, because even the house at the top there now, it is dangerous. And the next shower of rain, you might see that it start to slip away. So I'm going to ask if anything can be done for house that's slipping away and losing its foundation and so forth. So I will do my best and see what I can do and to get back in touch with them.
Kalisha Williams, TVJ News.
And we head to another break, but please stay with us. International news when we return.
Primetime News, brought to you by
The new KFC Doritos Zinger, a combo that's finger-licking good. KFC.
I had an opportunity to firsthand see the devastation that this record Category 5 hurricane has caused on the nation. Let me reassure you, Jamaica, let me reassure you, my customers, that we here at JPS stand committed to work safely 24/7 to get the power restored.
Well, as for me personally, mess up totally. Door blow house full of water, set to your thing. But that at the work of the company, I have to be out here to help. But I will stick to the task to make this be a reality where people get a light and be happy again once more. JPS, love you.
It has been a very terrible situation in Montego Bay, especially where I come from. I am from Friendship. The storm Melissa has destroyed a lot of stuff, but nevertheless, as a worker, I am following my duty. I'm here to show up and to deliver, and I'm here to assist in recovering, and whatever it takes, we want Jamaica to know that we are here and we are moving forward, and there is hope.
Welcome back to News Overseas Now. The Department of Transportation is easing flight cuts at 40 major airports this weekend in the U.S. Starting Saturday, airlines can operate 97% of flights at the affected airports. The 3% cut is down from 6% mandated earlier this week. The move comes as air traffic controller staffing levels have improved since the government shutdown ended. Only 3 facilities reported short staffing problems on Friday. The FAA will monitor the system through the weekend and evaluate when normal operations can resume. And the Primetime News package continues with sports right after this break.
Hurricane Melissa has left a trail of destruction behind. We now need the help of everyone to put our lives and livelihoods back together. Join us live on Sunday, November 23 at 1 p.m. for I Love Jamaica Telethon and virtual concert, and make your donation. Some of Jamaica's leading artists and personalities come together to appeal for donations to the Hurricane Melissa Recovery Fund. And your favorite artist or personality will be there, not just to entertain you, but to also answer the phones. Make sure to call and make your donation. 888-LOVE-JAM or 888-568-3526. I Love Jamaica Telethon and virtual concert, Sunday, November 23, 1 p.m. live, right here on TVJ. Help us to build back Jamaica stronger.
The one that represent the citizens of Jamaica. Jamaica love.
Together, we will build brighter days.
I never ever took time out for me. I have given to so many that I now need to give to myself. The time that we take spending and building other people, we need to take it and build ourselves and build our family. I was so focused more on changing the world and I want to do this and so. No. I just want now to change my little corner. I have learned now to have balance. You grow when you're broken. It makes you a stronger, better person. The past is not something to hold you down, but there are lessons for you to be able to soar in the future.
Simsoul Sessions is brought to you by Grace. Make a good move today. And the Office of the Children's Advocate, ensuring the rights and safeguarding the best interest of Jamaica's children.
Food, drama, verdict. 6 Caribbean countries send their best chefs to plead their case in the region's ultimate cooking showdown, Maggie Food Court Caribbean. Which Caribbean country has the best chef? Who will walk away with the $10,000 award? All rise for the Maggie Food Court Caribbean Season 5. Sundays at 8:30 p.m. Repeat on Wednesdays at 1:30 p.m. on TVJ.
Sports headlines brought to you by.
Start your journey with a JN Small Business Loan with small business loans as little as $10,000 and up to $4 million. Visit JN Bank.
Coming up in Saturday Sports, a special, Wendy's assistant coach highlights improvement in the 50-over team's performances in the last 2 years. And Issa says the current schoolboy football season is likely to go over into the next year.
Good evening, I'm Spencer Darlington. We'll be back with the details on those and more after the break. Sports headlines brought to you by.
Start your journey with a JN Small Business Loan with small business loans as little as $10,000 and up to $4 million. Visit jnbank.com.
Heart's Skills on Demand portal connects skilled professionals with employers. The time by Heart NSTA Trust is
7:27.
Welcome back to Saturday Sports Special. West Indies assistant coach Floyd Reefer says the team has improved since missing out on the last 50-over World Cup in 2023. The Windies are now minutes away from the first of 3 one-day internationals against New Zealand, which bowls off at 8 o'clock in Christchurch.
The West Indies are looking to secure their place at the next ICC 50-over World Cup, which is scheduled to be played in South Africa, Zimbabwe and Namibia in October and November 2027. Hosts South Africa and Zimbabwe will qualify automatically for the tournament, along with the top 8 teams in the ICC ODI rankings as at March 31, 2027. The remaining 4 teams will be decided through qualifying tournaments. As it stands now, the 9th-ranked West Indies occupy the last automatic spot, with Bangladesh 3 rating points behind. According to assistant coach Floyd Reefer, this series is an important step in seeing where the team is.
Over the last, we didn't get to the last World Cup, and between then and now, we've made some changes and we've been playing decent cricket, We're trying to work on our consistency in all 3 departments, and as you see, I think that our batting, has really come leaps and bounds in the ODI format. We've managed to win, a few series as well, managed to gain some points. So we move two spaces at the table. So now we're looking forward to the series, obviously, and looking to do well. Once we win a couple of games, then, we can gain some more points, going forward into that World Cup qualification.
Reefer says the most difficult thing for the Windies so far is the conditions and being able to adjust to what the hosts will bring.
Yes, the ball in the around a lot over here. So it's just a matter for our batters, obviously, to, stay tighter early in the innings, look to score certain areas, playing the ball late as possible. And from a bowling perspective, it's just about bowling, disciplined lanes and lanes for long periods of time. That's what New Zealand did, especially with the new ball.
The Windies can take confidence from the first 3 games in the T20 series, which could have gone either way. But after losing 3-1, Reefer believes the team, especially the batters, would have enough information to counter the seam attack of the hosts.
For years, New Zealand always had quality seamers. Conditions over here are seamer friendly. I think that the seamers that you guys have now are very good seamers. They bowl disciplined lanes and lanes to do a lot with the ball. So, all in all, you guys never short of seamers, so it's for us now to adapt and, put things in place to counteract, the type of bowling that we're going to face over the next few